Well, how are you doing? Okay, this is a video I should have made years ago. Um, I didn't make it years ago because certain claims weren't being made. Okay, the name of this video is Perspective Curve Fraud. Right. What we have here is Walter Bison's Advanced Earth Curve Calculator. I don't know how you can have an advanced one because the maths are the maths, Walter. You know, 8 inches per mile square drop, or the graphic maths. That's what they are. And this is the problem. All the globe maths are orthographic maths. The reason they're orthographic maths is they keep an object at the same size. There is no angular size change. There is no perspective included. It's purely orthographic. So that means that the object size within those maths never changes. Only thing that changes is that the object is blocked by Earth curve, right? That's the only difference. So instead of something getting smaller with distance or whatever, it's always claimed to be Earth curve causing it, right? Now, it's been pointed out to our opposition years and years ago. Nathan over on Flat Earth Debates has been pointing this out to them. I've been pointing it out to them, and many people have been pointing this out to them since way, way, way back, that it's just a hijacking of perspective. But what our opposition weren't being as brazen to actually claim that the perspective is included. I didn't hear them actually making those claims up until recently. And I'm hearing people on our opposing side and reading comments from people on our opposing side trying to claim perspective is included in their maths. When it has not, it's the very thing that's hijacked by globe maths, right? So this guy here, Walter Bislin, right? What he does is he takes the basic globe maths, right, which is based on an R value that was never measured. There's no evidence for. So there's no measurement of this R value. He takes this, right, and orthographically he works out how much of an object kept at the same size would be hidden at whatever distance. So X object at Y size will have so much hidden, right, but Earth curve. Then he'll add in over 6R, right, of some form, whether it be 7 or greater than 7 over 6R, because it always has to be over 6R added in, because they claim a consistently refracted horizon, right? So it's not geometric, so not a globe. There is no maths for your globe. That's the point. So by adding in the refraction, it's not refraction, it's just mathematical nonsense. But by adding in over 6R, it's an admission that they do not have any geometry. Now, that's bad enough, right? But then what people like Walter Bislin here does is they go and they make these moving diagrams to do their best, and they do their best visually does his best visually to make it appear to fit a globe. And he's adding in angular size change here and other things, other parts of perspective. It's like this view here is perspective view. This is not part of globe heliocentrism. There is no perspective view in heliocentric maths. There is only orthographic view where an object that's 10 foot stays at 10 foot, there is no angular size change, and it's blocked by Earth curve at whatever distance, right? That's what the maths are. So what this guy does is, after he's done all the orthographic maths of, which are pretty basic, of how much should be hidden, and then adding in over 6R, which destroys their geometry, he then tries to create these moving diagrams and give the impression that that perspective is somewhat involved. And what he does is he tries to compare this to some weird, non-realistic flat Earth model that he has here on his channel, on his page, where the flat Earth model always looks like it's in a video game from the 1980s, and the globe always seems to fit more and more with reality. It's total nonsense, right? Total and utter rubbish. This guy is total utter rubbish. He's been called out many times for being the fraud that he is. But like a lot of our opposition, they're happy to be a fraud, right? So I'm just going to show basic now, because remember, the main claim, right? Never mind every other size and every other distance. The main claim has always been that a 6 foot object will disappear at 3 miles away, right? Okay, so let's go into Metabunk, because at least Metabunk, although Mick West is far from perfect either, because he tries to add in stupid stuff as well, but that's for a different video. 6 foot, right, has a hidden amount, right? Let's go up here. So distance in miles, 3 miles, right? 6 foot has 72 inches of drop. So geometric hidden is 72 inches. So a 6 foot object, right, is going to be blocked by Earth curve at 3 miles away, right? If you're looking out across with your eyes at, let's say, the water level, and a boat goes away 3 miles, then that's 6 foot high, then it's going to be blocked by Earth curve. That's their claim, right? Now, if we go to the angular size calculator, right, there is 3 miles is 15,840 feet, size 6 feet, right? Degrees, 0.02 degrees. That's the angular resolution limit of the human eye. So at 3 miles away, something that's 6 foot, it doesn't matter if you're standing at the shore and you're 6 foot high, the angular resolution limit is the same. It's 6 feet. And so in Earth curve maths, if you were standing, let's say if I put in viewer height in feet, let's say I put in 6, right? 6 feet viewer height. Then they say there's no hidden, right? No hidden. According to them, nothing is hidden when there's a 6 foot observer, geometric hidden, none, right? This is what they try and claim. But unfortunately, in reality, a 6 foot object, right, will have an angular size of 0.02 degrees at 3 miles away, which means it's after reaching the angular resolution limit of the human eye, the average one. So unless you've got binoculars or telescope, camera, whatever, you won't be able to see something that's 6 foot high once it sails away from you 3 miles away, based off the angular resolution limit, right? But in Metabunk, right, this is the thing. As I said, when you add in 6 feet, right, there's no hidden. You know why there's no hidden? Because there is no perspective. It's not part of globe maths, right? But Walter Bislin tries to make it look like it's part of globe maths, and all these frauds on our opposing side, because they are frauds if they're saying that. They're trying to claim that that perspective is added in to or as part of globe maths. It's not. It's a complete hijacking of perspective is what globe maths is. Because, as I showed here, a 6 foot object will be beyond the human resolution limit at 3 miles away. So it doesn't matter if somebody is 6 foot tall, standing at the shoreline, looking at a boat that's 6 foot off the water. When that boat is 3 miles away, the resolution limit of the boat, the size of the boat, the angular size is 0.02 degrees. So the person can't. So it basically looks like, on average, the boat looks like you just can't see it. Do you know what I mean? It starts getting too small to the cipher. It's gone into the diffraction, basically, it's becoming. So, so let's say if we go with these frauds, the claims that these frauds like Walter Bislin, right? These kind of frauds. Let's just go with their claims, right? That perspective. Because I don't care whether Walter Bislin is claiming it or not. He's adding it in to his nonsense calculator. So I'm going to show him much of a fraud this guy is, and all our opposition who are claiming that perspective is part of globe maths. Now we're going to see, right? So let's just say, right, if we add in perspective, right, angular size change, and Earth curve, right? So Metabunk, right, 2 miles will be 32 inches of drop, right? That means we would have a geometric hidden of 32 inches, right? So what would be left, right? So if we take something that's 6 foot high, so 72 inches minus 32 inches equals 40 inches, right? Now, so if we take 40 inches and convert to length, right? Inches to feet, convert 3.33 feet, right? And then we come in here and I put in 3.33 feet, and I have a distance of 10,560 miles, because that would be 2 miles away, and I calculate it, right? It's going to be too small to see. See the way it went? Like, I had to have it bigger than 3.33 3.46, let's just say. Try that, right? So 3.47, calculate, try that. See the way it's not, it's basically showing that it's just getting too small to see. That's that. You won't. 3.47 feet at 10,560 feet away, you just can't see it. That's it. You won't be able to see it in the story. So I just do this, try that, right? 0.018. And if I put in, sorry, I knew there was something wrong, right? Angle, degrees, calculate, 0.018. Sorry. Yeah, but that's the point. You won't see it. I knew there was something wrong why there was no change. 0.018 degrees. That means it's beyond 0.02. And anything from 0.02 and lower is beyond the angular resolution limit of the human eye. So something is 6 foot high. If we take in Earth curvature and we take in angular size change perspective, right? Then there'll be 32 inches hidden at 2 miles away, right? That's right. For 2 miles will be 32 inches of hidden, geometric hidden 32 inches. And the remainder then, which is 40 inches, will have an angular resolution, an angular size of 0.18 degrees, which means that what's left can't be seen at 2 miles away. Now, do we see things that are 6 foot high disappear at 2 miles away? No, we do not. Right? This is the point. So immediately it makes something disappear. Just with that one calculation, it makes something disappear, right? It will cause something to disappear, right? 2 miles, because that's 0.018. So, like technically, it would disappear prior to 2 miles. Right? Let's just put in 9,000 feet. Just 9, 1, 2, 3. Right? Angle, degrees, calculate. Right? It would at 9,000 feet. So less than 2 miles. Less than 2 miles. Less than 2 miles. Something that's 3.33 feet high would have an angular resolution limit of 0.02 degrees. So less than 2 miles. Basically, you would, and the tiny bit, if you take in the 32 inches of supposed Earth curve blockage, then at less than 2 miles it won't be 32 inches. But let's say it's 20 inches. The point is that you won't see that. You won't see any of this. So if perspective, which is angular size change and other things, was part of globe maths and had something to do with the globe, and we were living on a globe, then something 6 foot high would disappear from view for an average observer of 6 foot tall looking out over the water less than 2 miles away. Does this happen? No. Do you know why it doesn't happen? Because there is no Earth curve, there is no globe, right? There is perspective and there is atmo effects and all these other things that and diffraction, which is part of perspective or part of optics. All these things that cause us, you have inferior mirage, all these things that cause something to be blocked from view in the distance, right? The point being is that if we use their maths and their claims that perspective has something to do with their globe and is part of their globe maths, I've just shown here that the reality of that would be that something 6 foot high would have to disappear less than 2 miles away for an average observer with average eyesight abilities. Now, they're a fraud. All of them, any one of them who claim perspective is part of globe, I don't care what they say is, oh, but everyone knows perspective exists. Well, it's not a globe then, idiots. It's that simple. If what kind of bozos are these? Yeah, if perspective exists, and it does, then it's not a globe. If P, perspective exists, then Q, it's not a globe. Do you know what I mean? That's the end of that. Perspective is not part of your globe. It's not part of your maths. It's what's after being hijacked by heliocentrists, and it's what being hijacked and claimed to be Earth curve. It's never Earth curve. It's always optical. There's always some kind of either atmo effect or optic effect or both causing you not to be able to see something at a distance. It's not Earth curve. Nothing is going over an unmeasured curve based off an R value that's unmeasured, right? Nothing is doing that. So eventually I made this video. Hope you enjoyed it and share it out far and wide. And never mind what else they want to do. If they want to say, what about something this size at this distance? And what about this size at this distance? Doesn't matter. This is all that matters. I don't care what you want to do. As soon as you start adding in angular size change with our curve, it all falls apart because only one of them is reality. It's either our curve or perspective, right? We know perspective exists, so that means our curve cannot. Thanks for watching.